Hello everyone, this is South Alabama Cooking, where you will find good, down-home Southern recipes made easy. Now today, I'm going to throw y'all a curveball, okay? And it is Sheila McIntosh Noel's fault. And I'll tell you why. Because she made a comment and asked me, did I know how to make the old-timey cooked fudge candy? The kind that gets hard. And I do know how to make that. In fact, that is what I make at the holidays. And I know it's not the holidays, but now it's done flung a craving on me. And so, Sheila, I am making fudge for you, okay? Here we go. Here's my pot. I have in here 2 cups of sugar. I have 6 tablespoons of cocoa. Now, I have stirred that up good and gotten the lumps out as best I can before I start adding liquid, because once you start adding the liquid, if you don't have your cocoa and sugar stirred up well, it's going to lump terribly. So I've already done that. Now, I need to add just a few grains of salt. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's just a few grains of salt, okay? I'm going to put that in there. Now I'm going to start adding my liquid. I know this is going to freak some of y'all out. I use water for this recipe. And when I've made this recipe in the past, people have said, I've never heard of fudge being made with water. Well, I've tried it with milk. This recipe actually says, let me show y'all this. This is my old Southern Living cookbook, y'all. This recipe says you can use milk or water. I've tried milk. And I've tried water, and I prefer water. You just use whatever you want, but that is my preference, okay? So I've got 2/3 cup of water. I'm not going to just dump it all in here at one time, because that's going to cause this stuff to lump up. I'm just going to pour a little bit in at a time and stir it. And y'all, these are things that I have learned just over the years, just trial and error, working with recipes. And I can just pass these little tips and techniques right along to y'all. So I want to just put enough water in here until I have got a thick paste. And then after that, I can go ahead and pour the water in and stir it up, and we'll be good to go. But this helps keep down the lumps, okay? All right, I've got a thick paste, y'all. Can y'all see that? Look at that. See that? Now, I can just go ahead and pour the rest of the water in here. I'm gonna go ahead and crank up my burner. I'm gonna put it on just a little bit above medium. If you cook it higher than that, you're gonna probably end up burning it. So just barely a hair above medium is a good heat for cooking with fudge. Okay, now I need to add Cairo. Let me look at my recipe and make sure I got everything here. Sugar, cocoa, water. Cairo is next. I've got salt, and I got to add butter. So Cairo and butter. Now, this recipe says 2 tablespoons. To me, 2 tablespoons is not enough. I usually just turn this up and put 2 big globs in it, and that works fine, okay? So I'll just kind of show y'all how I put the globs in, okay? Just like that. 1, 2. There you go. That's it. Let's get this stirred up now. And once I get all my liquid stirred up real good here, we'll throw in 4 tablespoons of butter. All right, that's ready to go. Now, you don't have to take a tablespoon and try to measure out butter. And I know a lot of y'all probably know this, but if you'll look on the side of your package of butter, it is marked off in tablespoons, okay? So I've got 4 tablespoons right here. I'm going to put that in. Now, just going to get my spoon, kind of break that up. You could break it up ahead of time if you wanted to. That would be fine. That would be easier. All right. Now, I need to let this cook to the softball stage, okay? So what I'm going to do is just let this heat up. I'm going to keep it stirred, and I'm going to test for the softball stage. Okay, y'all can see that the fudge mixture is boiling right now. So I have some other things that I need to get prepped and ready to go, okay? Let's turn right around here. You see this bowl? I have cold water in this bowl, and that is what I'm going to test for the soft ball stage with. Now, I never learned to use a candy thermometer. When I learned how to make candy, I just learned how to, test for a soft ball in cold water like that. So I don't know how to use a candy thermometer, or I never have used a candy thermometer. I'm sure I could learn how to use one, but this works fine for me, okay? All right, let's get right over here to the counter for just a few minutes. Let me show you a few things that I need to prep here. I've got my pan. This is an 8x8 pan. You can use an 8x8, you can use a 9x9, okay? Let me spray a little bit of this in here, and then I need to just kind of spread it around up on the sides, and I don't want it to be real thick, so I'm going to actually kind of wipe some of it off. Okay. That's pretty good right there. Our pan is ready to go. Okay, now, next I have my pecans right here. The recipe calls for a cup of pecans, but I like more than a cup. So this is a little more than a cup and a fourth, a cup and a half. Y'all look here. Can you see all of that pecan dust up in there? We want to get rid of that. I don't want that in my candy. And especially if you're making divinity, you don't want that in your candy because it will make your divinity look terrible to have all of those specks in there. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of that pecan dust, okay? Okay, let's see. Here's my garbage can. I have a little strainer right here. I'm going to pour my pecans in here, and I'm going to shake that over my trash and shake out all of that pecan dust, okay? All right, we've got that done. Now, let me just wipe my cup out real good. Then I'll put those pecans back in this measuring cup. Okay, that is ready to go. Now look, pecan dust is gone. That looks very nice. All right, now I'm going to take you back over to the stove, and we need to start checking our candy, okay? Y'all don't get dizzy on me moving y'all around like this, and I'm going to have to move you again back over to the counter when this gets done, okay? Now, once you get used to making fudge, you'll be able to see that the mixture is thickening up and that it's getting close to being the softball stage. We are not there yet. I'm just going to stir it a little bit, and I think that I will just go ahead and do a test on it so that y'all can just kind of see where we're at right now, okay? So let me bring this water over here. I'm not sure y'all can see that. Let me put it maybe right here. Okay, and I will drop some of this fudge in the water, and then we'll see what it does, okay? All right, there we go. Now I'm just going to take my finger, see if I can bring it together and see what it will do. It's kind of holding together a little bit, but it is not going to make a ball that I can rub around, that I can roll around. See there how it just flattens out? It's not making a ball. You know what you do with this? You eat it. Okay, it's got to cook a little longer. Okay, y'all, let's test this candy again. See if we're there yet. It has thickened up an awful lot. See where we're at, y'all. Ooh, we're getting close. If we're not already there, we're mighty, mighty close. Let me take this off of here because I think we're there, y'all. And I don't want it to keep on cooking. Let me turn that off. Yeah, I'm going to show y'all this. Okay. Y'all look at here. This is a soft ball. You can roll it around in your hands. It holds its form, its shape. That is a soft ball right there. Okay, we're ready to go. Now, let me add some vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, y'all. Stir that in. Let's move over to the counter where we've got everything prepped. All right. Now I've got a piece of wax paper right back here that I can turn that candy out on when it's ready to go out on the paper. Okay, here's my pecans. Let's get that stirred in. We want to start stirring this, and as it cools down, and these pecans are helping it to cool down. As it cools down, when it gets to the right consistency, I'm going to pour it in this pan here. You have to really watch this fudge because it can get hard on you very quick before you can get it out of the pot. And then all of your candy is stuck in the pot, and then you're messed up. So you want it to still be able to pour. The stirring it is helping it to cool down. Now, y'all see that I am using a metal spoon, and I know probably a lot of y'all are saying you're supposed to cook candy with a wooden spoon. I've always cooked candy with a metal spoon. Y'all, when I first started learning to cook candy, as a teenager here at the house, Mama didn't have wooden spoons. All we had was metal spoons, and so that's what I learned to use. That's what I learned to cook candy with, was metal spoons. And that works fine. I don't have any problem with it. Okay, let's go, y'all. Here we go. Let's put this in our pan. Roll it up, throw it in the pan. Here we go. Oh yeah, see how it's getting thicker and thicker, that last little bit coming out of there. Spread it out. Oh yeah, thickening up, y'all, already. Thickening up already. Let me get it spread out. There we go. It is in the pan. Y'all look at that. All right, we're gonna let it sit right here, continue to cool. When it gets cool enough to slice, we'll slice it up. We'll put it out on the wax paper. Oh, you know what you do with this, right? You're supposed to eat this. Supposed to scrape the pot. If you got any little kids, let them eat this. If you got any big kids, let them eat it. Okay, the fudge has hardened up enough that I can slice it. So we're just going to go ahead. You need to just have a thin knife that you can slice it with, okay? I slice mine into pretty small pieces. All right, we're going to see if this will flip out onto the wax paper. And y'all see this pot holder right here? I set that up under my pan so that when I pour the candy in here, it won't burn, leave a burned place on my counter. Okay, so that's why I've got that there. Now, let's see if it will come out. Okay, we've got some of it to come out. Break that apart. Now, let me get a spatula, y'all. Sometimes the whole shebang will just fall right out. Sometimes you have to persuade it to come out. And I flip it over because the bottom side is usually a little moist, and so I want that to dry. So I flip it over. All right, and then I just break it all apart. And we are just going to let this sit here a little bit, cool down, dry out some, then it'll be ready to go. What about we taste a warm piece though? Very good.